welcome to Orion.
Yes.
Very
It's talking to you.
Yes.
My name is Rajeshwari and I am the coordinator here. So, we would like to welcome you to the first class of cell phone repair.
Okay, come on.
I will just brief you regarding the course. The cell phone repair is going to give you the basic knowledge wherein you will understand on how to assemble, disassemble a phone, its hardware components and software components. The basics will be very clear after this class. For this class, we will be using two kinds of media. First is people link and the second is So, the media through which I'm connected to you right now is people link. And over Facebook
People link.
Workplace, you will receive the presentations and PPT, the PDF book, as well as the recordings of each class. You will see the recordings over Workplace only, and you can directly connect to the trainer over there. So, for taking this class, we have with us Mr. Pradeep. He is the cell phone repair trainer with rich experience in this industry. So, I would like to welcome Mr. Pradeep now. He is Mr. Pradeep. He will be your trainer for this session.
Good morning, student.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
So
Good morning, sir.
Start the class now and I will hand over the mic to him. All the best for your class. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Yes. Thank you.
So, good morning, student.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Pradeep Karmakar and I am your teacher for cell phone repair training.
Yes. Yes,
Your
sir.
name, please.
My name is Williams Atalo. Williams. Z-A-N.
Williams.
Okay, Williams.
Okay, so we start our new class for cell phone repairing.
Yes,
For
sir.
cell phone repairing, at first you are required to know what is the cell phone as well as
Yes.
what is the work of cell phone, how it works. In cell phone, there are two parts. One is hardware part, another is software part. If any kind of problem arises in cell phone, like hardware related or software related, the cell phone is getting problem. And most important in cell phone, the hardware section and software section both are depend each other. In earlier of the days, before the using of cell phone, what we see the land phone or base phone, where the phone connected with wire, and there are variety type of problem arise.
Yes.
Like you move from your house to any place. When you are present in your home, you are able to connect other people, other person via land phone. But when you travel from your home to anywhere, you are unable to connect any person because there are no option to connect with you. When you reach the destination, then you will able to again connect to your home or any person via using of land phone. But nowadays we are easily connect with you in every time, everywhere, because nowadays we all are using a cell phone or mobile phone.
Yes.
What is the mobile phone? Mobile, that means move able. We can carry this phone anywhere as our requirements. That's why it's called cell phone or mobile phone. But to continuously run the cell phone, there are required an electric energy. When you travel in bus or train, how you connect your phone in electricity? It's not possible. For that, we are used to store the electric charge, and when it's required, battery passes the electric charge everywhere in the cell phone. So at first we have discussed in electronics industry how the program is going on. In electronics industry, there are few common parts used for in everywhere of the cell phone. So today we have discussed this component which is used in everywhere in electronics industry. This is the common part of our electronics industry. So now I am share with you the PPT. Just a moment. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes.
Okay.
I can see it.
Now, can you see the PPT? Can you see the PPT?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So this is the first chapter in our syllabus. That is ice breaking session day 1.
Session.
Introduction to electronic industry.
Electronic industry.
In electronics industry, we have already told you that few components are common which is used in our electronics industry. The first component is resistor.
Yes, sister.
Resistor. This is an electrical component that resists the flow of current. It's one of the most basic component used in electronic circuit.
Electronic circuit.
Yes. Because when battery passes the electrical signal, there are two types of signal present. One is positive, another is negative.
Negative.
I will show you just a moment. Suppose it's a battery.
I'm seeing you. Yes, battery.
It's a battery.
Yes.
And it passes the positive, negative, positive variety type of electronic signal.
Yes.
But there are two spheres. One is A, another is B. In this segment, the A component required positive current and B component required negative current.
Negative.
for working continuously. But if in this A segment receive the negative signal and B segment receive the positive signal, then its chances to get damaged or bad, the spare part. But I have already told you that resistor help to resist the flow of current. Suppose there are one resistor present, there also a resistor present between the battery and spare part. So when the resistor receives the positive signal, because resistor is able to identify the negative signal as well as the positive signal. So when resistor receives the positive signal from battery and send it directly to the A spare part, as well as when resistor recognize that this is the negative signal, they received it and send it to the B directly, so that on that time the A spare parts receive the proper signal as well as the B receive the proper signal. So then its chances,
Yes.
less chances or no chances to get damaged the component or spare parts properly. So resistor helps to identify the electrical current or electrical signal and send it to the particular portion where it's required. So resistor helps to resist the flow of current. In motherboard or PCBA, there are variety type of resistor present like this. This is a mobile resistor which I have marked in red, and this is also another type resistor.
Okay.
So resistor is clear to you?
Yes.
So now
Yes, it's
we
clear, it's
move.
clear. As in, it helps.
Yes, please tell. Have you any queries?
Any question?
Yes, exactly.
There's a question. There's a question.
Yes, please tell.
Question. You said the resistor helps to. You see, the current is it from the battery?
Yes.
The current that is from the battery. Okay, you should not direct it to where it's needed.
And directly send it
Which is
to
directed
the
to where it's
proper
needed.
spare parts where the positive signal required and where the negative signal required. Because
This is not required.
if the register not do this, then the spare parts chances to get damaged or bad. That's why the register is always present between the battery and the spare parts. Now it's clear?
Yes. It's clear, sir.
Okay. So now I move our next topic.
Okay, sir.
Next is capacitor or capacitor. It's the next most important part in electronics circuit board. The historical name of this component is condenser. The historical name of this component
Condenser, okay.
is condenser. This component or device can easily store the electrical charge for few times. It comes in different varieties. Also, it diverts the current in two terminals where the more power required or less power required, they passes it as per the requirement. How it works? How it works? Suppose it's a battery and battery passes the electrical signal between battery passes the electrical signal into variety type of component. Variety type of component. They passes the electrical signal and its measurement range from 3 to 7 volts to 4.3 volts. Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. The battery passes the electrical volt from 3 to 7 to 4.3. But the every spare parts not required in same voltage or in between voltage. Suppose B is required 4 volts. C is required 5 volts and A is required 3 volts. Now what's happened? If any spare part receive more voltage from the battery, its chances to get damaged or bad. As well as if any spare part require more power from the battery power supply, it's not work properly. So when these spare parts require 4 volts, it easily access the battery voltage directly from battery. But in between of battery to A and battery to C, there are 2 capacitors present. There are 2 capacitors present. I have already told you that capacitor has been worked in 2 types, where the voltage required less, it convert from 3.7 to 3 volts, and wire required more, it convert 3.7 to 5 volts. So that when the A spare parts required or receive less power, I mean from battery voltage power, when they are receive the 3 volts, they are working properly and in good condition. As well as in C spare part receive the excess voltage, so that this spare part also can work properly. I am exampling you that suppose in our mobile phone there are present ringer, receiver, mic, variety type of component, but the ringer, receiver and mic is required less power from battery power supply, and the LCD is required more power. When battery passes the electrical signal in everywhere, they send it in same voltage, because they don't know where the required excess voltage and where required the less voltage. So battery passes the electrical signal in everywhere, and in ringer, receiver, mic section, the capacitor converts the voltage from 3.7 volts to 3 volts, so that ringer, receiver, mic is working properly, and the capacitor increase the voltage from 3.7 volts to 5, so that LCD is working fine now. So mainly capacitor working for increasing and decreasing the current voltage. Now it's clear what is the capacitor and what is the work of capacitor.
Is for increasing, as in capacitor is when the battery supply the current. So where the current is required, when on the board of the phone, capacitor will help to increase or reduce where it's needed. As
Yes.
if a component needs more current, capacitor will supply it higher. If a component needs lesser current, capacitor will supply it lesser too. So it helps to supply higher and helps to supply lower too. Capacitor.
Yes. So it's clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now we move our next topic, that is diodes. This is a device that lets current flow in one direction. It has two parts. One is anode or positive, another is cathode or negative. The anode is positive and cathode
Negative.
is negative. The anode current is positive current and cathode current is negative current. There are variety types of diode used in PCBA or motherboard. Mainly two types of diode used in PCBA. One is 4-leg diode, another is 2-leg diode. In 2-leg diode, single this leg passes the positive current as well as the second one is passes the negative current.
Negative.
In similar way, in 4-leg diode, there are two types. First and third is passes the positive current, and second and fourth is passes the negative current. These two type diodes used in our normal voltage supplying PCBA. In our home, in mobile, in laptop, desktop, this type of motherboard is used in two types, 4-leg or two-leg diode. But what is the work of three-leg diodes? I am telling you. In three-leg diode, the first leg passes positive, the third leg passes negative. Then what is the work of this middle or third one leg? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Actually, this type of diode used in high voltage current passes area, because in our home there are used maximum 220 to 240 volts, but in some places where required more than 240 volts, like 440 volts, 420 volts, variety type of voltage passes in some cases. On that time, when the excess voltage passes, from the PCBA, suppose it's a diode where present three leg is amplified, it's positive, it's negative. The middle legs are still not work, but when the electric supply in the PCBA it passes 440 volts. Sometimes what happens that when it passes the 440 volts, it easily passes. When passes the negative 440 volts, it easily passes. In sometimes there passes more than 440 volts. It's maybe 500 to excess. 500 to excess voltage passing. But the program is already diagrammed that it's received only maximum 440 volts. Now this portion received 500 volts and its maximum capacity is received 440 volts. On that time, the excess voltage from 440 to onward, excess voltage is absorbed or it passes. Maybe it's positive current maybe its negative current. Which is more, this third one leg passes the excess current, or they absorb the excess current, and it prevents to get damage. It helps to protect damage the spare parts from excessive current. If excessive current passes in PCBA, then the PCBA may be getting bad or damaged. But if this third one leg absorbs the excess current or receives the excess current, then original current is passes in the PCBA and PCBA is working good. That's why this type of diodes are used in high voltage area where the excessive current voltage passes into the PCBA. On that PCBA, these third 3-pin legs diodes are used. So what is the diode and what is the work of diode is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now
It's
we
clear.
move our next slide. That is LED or light emitting diode. It's LED or light emitting diode. Just a moment. So we continue the class. That our next topic is LED. I believe that we are all know that what is the LED. It's LED light. It's used in everywhere. But what is the LED and what is the work of LED? The LED means light emitting diode. It's also a diode who receives the electrical energy or current energy and convert it into light energy. Convert it into light energy. In our feature phones, where the keypad option is present, we say that when we are press any keypad, some lights are glowing in backside of the keypad. Some lights are glowing in backside of the keypad. How it works? When we are press any key in keyboard, the input will directly going in keypad as well as in diode sector, so that when we are placed the keypad, diode receive the electrical signal and convert it into light. That's why we are easily able to see the keypad in dark place or in the night. Mainly it helps us to show the keypad. This LED is also used in LCD. That's why we are easily able to see the output result in LCD. So what is the LED and what is the work of LED is clear?
Is it clear?
Is it clear? Is it clear? If you receive current and convert it to light energy. You
Yes.
receive current energy and convert it to light energy. I understand. Yes, I understand it very well.
Okay. So can we move our next topics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Our next topic is transistor. A transistor is a three-terminal device in which a voltage applied to one of the terminals called a base can control current following across the other two terminals called collector and the emitter. The transistor is one of the most important devices in electronics industry. The transistor is also like a diode, a three-legged diode, where the first one emitter in three-leg transistor. First one is EMI. First is emitter. It passes the positive current. The third one is collector, passes the negative current, and the middle one or second one is base. It absorbs the excessive current which is passes in first leg or third leg, maybe positive or negative current. Which is the excessive current? The base controls it so that it helps to prevent, it helps to protect the PCBA from getting damaged or bad. Because if excessive current passes in everywhere, its chances to get damaged. So base is held to protect the PCBA from excessive current. In transistor, there are TRA, that means 3. There are 3 legs present. First, second, third is emitter, base, controller. Emitter passes positive current. Controller passes negative current, and base is absorb the excessive current if it is present in the circuit board or PCBA.
Okay.
So the transistor is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Now I move our next topic. It's one of the most important topics in electronics device or electronic circuit board nowadays. The IC or integrated circuit. An integrated circuit is a special component that contains an entire electronic current, consists of transistor, diode, and other elements. Integrated circuits are the building block of modern electronic devices such as computers and cell phones. Nowadays, we see that in smartphone there are more space required for battery, for LCD. More space required for battery and LCD because the evolution of technology, the high speed network, when we are discussed about the network, we will briefly describe you how the network is increased and why the excess battery power required, because LCD is also consumed more power. And nowadays the display is come in bigger size. In earlier of the days where the LCD is used, suppose 2 inch, 1.5 inch, this type. But nowadays the LCD is come like 5 inch, 6 inch, 5.5 inch, so that the LCD is also required more power to run continuously. So that when we are use the each and every part in separately in circuit board, the circuit board comes in bigger size. Because if you see in earlier of the days cell phone, the PCBA come in bigger size. But nowadays the PCBA come in small size. This is happened only for the IC. This IC or integrated circuit, a component of connecting all the elements like diode, transistor, capacitor, all the components are present in single place. That's why the place is getting small and we are easily able to use big battery as well as in big LCD. But in this IC, there are variety type of advantage and disadvantage present. Because in earlier of the days, if any cell phone is getting problem for any component, we are easily rectify it and change it. But in nowadays, if any problem arises from the any IC or any component, we are unable to find it properly. So that we are required to change it or try to repair it. Because in every time it's not possible for repair the IC. It's every time not possible. That's why the IC, when any part or component not work properly, we are just change the IC so that the cell phone is work again properly. In IC, earlier of the days, the ICs are used like this type. In every side, there are used a pin. to hold the IC. It's called PGA. That is pin grid array or PGA. If required, you write it in your notebook that in earlier of the days we had used this type of IC, which is called pin grid array or PGA. This is the PGA IC used in circuit board. I just marked it in red. This is the PGA or pin grid IC in motherboard or circuit board. Nowadays, the evolution of technology, we are use this type of IC. There are no pin present. Its backside of the IC and its front side of the IC. In this type of IC, there are no pin present for connecting. Then one question arises, how it fits in circuit board or motherboard. Then how it fits? This type of IC is called BGA. That is ball grid array. This is called the ball grid array or BGA IC.
BGA. Ball. G is what?
B for ball. 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 G for grid. I zoom it.
G.
GRID.
Okay, grid. Okay. Grid. Okay.
Array.
Array.
ARRAY. Array.
What about the second one that has
Yes.
the PGA? The P stands for what?
P for pin.
PGA.
Pin.
Pin.
Because-
Okay, pin. Okay.
Because there are pin type legs. You say that everyone
Yes.
present a leg like pin. That's why it's called
Okay.
PGA or pin grid array. And in
Really?
evolution
Okay.
of technology, this type
Okay.
IC not use the
Yes.
pin. It use
Yes.
the ball. Variety type
Ball. Okay,
all
ball.
balls are present in this IC. That's why it's
Yes.
ball grid array or
Grid array.
ball grid array or BGA. When we are described
Yes.
for IC and we'll show you how to revolve, because in this type of IC we are able to reinstall or to make once again the ball easily. It's called ball making or revolve the IC. In this type of IC, we are easily able to reassemble the ball. That's why it's called revolve the IC. We can easily do it. This type of IC, this type of IC
Yes.
this type of IC, I mean where the
I see.
present, it's also more difficult to find where the problem is present actually.
It is more what? Difficult to find.
To find the problem, because suppose a small problem, suppose this set hanging and we are after the recognize we found it's come from the IC which is used, but
Yes.
we are unable to locate the particular problematic portion where it's present. We are unable to find it. That's why if any problem arises in this type of IC, we are doing only two types of work. First, just replace the IC. Next, we are trying to make revolve the IC if it's possible. Because when you try to disassemble the IC from the PCBA, its chances to get damaged in maximum time. its chances to get damaged. But if you want to replace it, then you can easily remove the IC because there is no tension that we are rebuild it, because we are rebuild a new IC. So the IC is going bad or anything, it's not matter when you replace it. But when you try to revolve the IC and rebuild the same IC once again, it's more difficult to disassemble and reassemble it. So when the problem is come from the IC, it's more effective for replacement, because in every time you are not success to revolve it. So, do you have any queries about the IC?
Sir, what's the meaning of PCDA? PCDA.
PCDA, because the PCDA is also a vast chapter. For your information, I am telling you that PCBA is printed circuit board assembly. It's printed circuit board assembly. I am telling you for your information, when we are discussed about the PCBA, all the details I am share with you in briefly, because PCBA is one of the vast chapters in this syllabus.
Okay.
So, do you have any queries about the IC and the total chapter which is till now taught you?
The IC is about, you said it consists of transistors, diode, and other elements.
No, I just
I
asked you,
understand.
do you have
Yes, I
any
understand.
question?
No.
Okay. So that,
No question, sir.
okay. So you will see the PPT which is shared with you right now in People Link. It's also shared with you in via Workplace, as well as the total conversation of this training is also shared in via Workplace. You can see it anytime, anywhere from your cell phone. For that, you are required to register your email address to Mr. Chandan, and he will provide it to us. So, when you provided it to us, we will share all the details via WhatsApp, and you are able to say it properly.
My email address. They say I should give you my email
He
address.
just provided
My email
it
address.
to Mr. Chandan. He also provided it to me. So this is end of today's class. See you in next class.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir. Bye bye.